Hello and welcome back. This video is part of the Health 360 series, meant as a demo for the nutrition dashboard. This worksheet is similar to other dashboards implemented in the Health 360 series. There are two logical sections in the worksheet. First, there's a date section on the left, with your start and end date from your journal, as well as a report date. This report date is either the date you have specified on the highlight date field in your journal, or if left blank, it will display today's date by default. If you don't modify the highlight date, both the report date and the highlight date in your journal will display today's date, and they will be both in sync and updated, which is why I recommend you don't change the highlight date field. You then have two additional date parameters, the from date and to date, which will both help you zoom in or zoom out in your time series. The from date will let you set a starting point in the graphs, while the to date will allow you to change the ending of those graphs. You then have a checkbox, which will let you choose between the overall or average and the daily compliance versus your defined target. And in addition, you also have a compliance threshold here to define the green, yellow, and red status in your dashboard. We will review the implications of these two in more detail later in the video. Below the threshold parameter, you have a weekly table displaying every week in your journal. This table shows the start and end date, as well as the number of days in each of those weeks. For the elapsed weeks, you will see they appear in black. For the days that are beyond your current or report date, they will be grayed out. As I said, this table shows the start and end date, as well as the number of days in each of those weeks. For the number of days in your elapsed week, so here, number 3, notice that it will be updated based on the report date. In other words, each of these days goes from 1 to 7 based on when the ending of that week is, which for the elapsed week is always the report date. This will easily help you out counting how many days have been elapsed. If I select this entire thing, and then I can count it, it says that I have 276 elapsed days. The last section in this dashboard corresponds to the actual metrics section. In this section, you have 5 blocks, each with the same functionalities implemented. You can visualize up to 5 metrics at once by using each of the 5 blocks in the metrics section of the dashboard. The only thing you need to do is to select any of your defined metrics using the drop-down. For example, if I want to choose dietary fiber for this last block. Once you select your metric, the dashboard will be updated automatically. You can change your selected metrics at any time if you want to display a different set of metrics. Notice that you cannot add any additional set of blocks. Copying and pasting a block will not work. There are 4 automated elements in each block. First, you have what I call the definition metrics, here. As I mentioned, after using the dropdown, your dashboard will be updated automatically. If not metric is chosen, for example if I delete it, then this label will show not metric selected. As soon as I make a selection, such as the calories that was here, you can see that the label gets updated and everything else in the dashboard as well. This definition metric section also shows the goal, in this case less than 2000, and daily value, in this case 2000. Next, below this section, you will find a time series graph. So here, this weekly time series will display the weekly average values for each of the weeks. And with the from and to date fields from your left panel, you will be able to change the time period displayed. Note that there are some rules implemented for the dates, which if unmet, your template will throw an error or even show a red highlight color. For the from date, this date must be greater than or equal to the start date and must be less than or equal to the end date. And as for the to date, this date must be greater than or equal to the from date, and then must be also less than or equal to the end date. Let's say that I want to zoom in March. So I would say March 1st of 2024 all the way to March 31st of 2024. Now, as you can see, the values only corresponding to those dates will be shown in each of the graphs. Let's undo that for now. After the time series, you have a summary view of your metric. So this section here. In this section, you will have a couple of tables. This one, which is the secondary table, the one on the left, and then the primary, the one on the right. For the primary table, as well as for the donut graph on the left, the following considerations apply. Choosing to evaluate the overall compliance, that is, with the checkbox activated, will show your overall or average compliance for each metric, as well as the daily excess or deficit, depending on your goal. You can see that here I have my daily average of 2,045 calories, and my daily excess, since my goal was to go below a target, of 45. In the case of protein, for example, if we scroll to the right, you can see that the daily average is 124, and then the daily deficit now is 1, because my goal was to be above a certain threshold or target. On the other hand, when choosing daily compliance, so when I uncheck the box, and it now says evaluating daily compliance, you can see that the table now shows the number of days within target as well as the number of missed days for each metric. So for instance, out of the entire period for which this dashboard is being evaluated, I was within my target of calories only 122 days, and I missed the target on 154 days. Their corresponding percentages are also shown here on the right. And as you can see, the donut graph also got updated, now displaying the days within target in the darker shade of blue and the missed days in gray. For the secondary table, the one on the left, you can see that the complementary evaluation is shown, that is, the one that is not currently activated in the primary table, and both the absolute as well as the relative or percentage figures are shown in parentheses. So if you remember, my daily average was 2,045, which represented 102.2%, and my daily excess was 45, or 2.2%. Now if I check the box for the evaluation, you can see that the values are now swapped. Here I now have the days within target, or 122, which is 44%, and the missed target days, or 154, that is 56%. Finally, below this section, you now have a weekly breakdown table for each metric. This table shows the weekly performance of that metric in line with the weekly section of the dashboard. First, the week number will be shown for easier reading, and then two weekly values are displayed. First the status, and then the weekly average. The weekly average will correspond to the overall or the average value for each week, regardless of your selection in the checkbox. For the weekly value, a graph, an absolute, and a percentage value will be shown. For example, on week 1, my average consumption of daily calories was a bit over 2,100 calories, or 105.7%. Now for the status column, a color will be applied based on the evaluation of the weekly value, as well as the threshold parameter that you have defined. So this threshold value. You can think of the threshold value as a tolerance that is applied when evaluating the status for the weekly and overall compliance. For its interpretation, you have the status legend here. In summary, whenever you see a green, it means that the metric is within target. Yellow, the metric exceeds target by no more than the threshold. And then, whenever you see a red, it means that the metric exceeds the target beyond the threshold. This status is also applied to the trophy at the center of the donut graph. And in this case, it shows the overall status, the one depicted here in the primary table. So for example, week 3, I have an average of 1,900 calories consumed in this week, which is 97.4% against the 2,000 calorie goal that I had set. In this case, my status is green. But what happens in week 2 or week 1? I have exceeded my target, in this case by 11.2%, and in this case by 5.7%. Since they are both within the tolerance of 20%, then the status assigned for each of those is yellow. If I were to modify the threshold, and I chose, for example, 5%, now you can see that they're both colored in red, because in this case, it's above the 5% by only 0.7 percentage points, and in this case, it's well above 10%. So if I change it to 10%, for example, now only the second one out of those two is red, because the first one is within the 10% tolerance. Logically, the more you relax this tolerance, the less red icons you will see. Now what happens if I uncheck the box and I see that the missed targets was 55.8%. If I change the threshold to say 75%, now the status is yellow because I have given much more tolerance to my evaluation. But remember, even if I uncheck the box, the weekly average values are still the same. They're showing my overall or weekly average value for each of the metrics. As you can see, all these functionalities that we just reviewed are implemented in each of the 5 blocks of your dashboard. To close this section, let's go through a few additional notes. First, remember, the start and end date are pulled directly from your journal. Do not manually modify them in your dashboard. Next up, report date. This will be the same as highlight date in your journal, or in case it's empty, it will show today's date. I suggest you do not change the value of report date directly in this field, as it may cause some errors in the functionality. And finally, in case you have data in your journal filled out for dates beyond the report date displayed, your dashboard, in this case, will not show or use it, and the corresponding weeks past that date will be grayed out accordingly. You can see that everything that is past October the 2nd, so weeks 41 onwards, is completely grayed out, and that the dashboard is not showing any values here and applying a color gray for a status that is out of scope. In the same line, weeks 41 to week 43 are not being considered for this overall summary. This concludes the demonstration of the nutrition dashboard. See you in the next video to continue our tour.